Today, we find ourselves in a theater, which I think is the perfect place to talk about love. Romeo, oh Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth, I never will be Romeo. Ever since anyone can remember, love has been especially dramatic.
I mean, the earliest relationship I can remember was back in middle school when Sally decided to kiss Michael instead of John. And boy, let me tell you, the playground had a field day with that one.
Be it in Shakespeare or the middle school playground, the drama is inescapable. But why? Why do we care so much all the time about who is dating who?
And don't even get me started on breakups. I mean, how many of you can honestly say that you're still friends with all of your exes? Ooh, buddy, put that arm down. I talked to Sophie last week, and trust me, she is not over it.
During a particularly tragic period in both of our lives, we set out to answer this very question. Why did the breakup have to be tragic at all? Did it have to be dramatic at all?
Theatricality, drama, tragedy, and love. Through our experiences, we found these four elements to be strongly interconnected.
My name is Sam.
And my name is Sebastian.
We'd like to talk to you about the theatricality of love.
For any good play, you need scripts for the actors to follow. Otherwise, it becomes like every project Sam and I have ever put together, an increasing series of panics before eventually making it all up on the spot of the big night.
Relationships, much in line with plays, have their own scripts going on. You can see these in the expectations that people have for each other.
Let's say a relationship is founded on the mutual admiration of the history of equestrian sport. That's right, for those of you into that sort of thing, you're still deserving of love. Now, a script that might come out of a relationship like this is that both you and your partner will attend the equestrian events whenever they occur.
But one day, Bob is caught going to a pony show with Terry, and it feels like a betrayal. See, relationships come in all shapes and all sizes, but they all carry their basic tenets. What is the goal of the partnership? What are the parameters under which it exists? What do you want out of the person that you love most?
As fun as they might be, monologues tend to drag on and on and on and on and on and on. That's why we've found that performances are best done in partnerships.
See, relationship scripts are always done in relation to your partner. They're what you expect your lover to be. However, these expectations can easily go unfulfilled. You may find yourself disappointed when they don't play out the particular script you had in mind.
A jarring example of this is when we forget an anniversary. This sucks because we feel out of sync with our partner. They're not playing out the scripts according to how we wanted them to.
A more devastating example is when expectations are completely unarticulated. Say you get married only to have a conversation about having children later, where one partner wants to have kids while the other does not. That's a devastating blow for the entire relationship because the scripts are completely out of alignment.
Lastly, performances are always done within the context of an audience. Now, when we say audience, we're referring to family, friends, coworkers, movies, and music, all of the things which pressure us to act in a certain way.
From media to your family, one gains a sense of what your relationship should be.
A typical standard Western script is that when you propose marriage, you should do something like, I don't know, get down on one knee, pull out a ring, and say something casual like, Samuel Crete, will you make me the happiest man on earth?
Yes, 1,000 times, yes! When you think about it, engagement rings make absolutely no sense. So, when you think about it, what does that have to do with saying, I want to spend the rest of my life with you? You could just as easily propose with a tiny little tree sapling that will grow symbolically alongside your marriage.
Aww.
That sounds great, but even if you do it, your partner will be quick to point out that you used heartfelt symbolism to get out of buying a ring, and you're just a cheapskate.
Money doesn't grow on trees, after all.
Now we have our four components. You as an actor, reading a script in the context of another actor, in the context of an audience.
These four components can help us understand relationships, but they're also crucial in our understanding of drama. Now here, drama refers to what is life-affirming about your relationship. This can be the very intense feelings you get when you know your relationship is playing out to its truest form.
Like everything else, drama begins with relationship scripts. Drama it's very important to you. It makes you feel like you're getting what you need. For example, the scripts that you have in your relationship are much more dramatic than others. Say you kiss your partner before they go to work. That's one thing. But kissing your lover in the pouring rain at midnight, the night before they leave you forever to pursue their life's true passions, that's a bit more dramatic. It has that je ne sais quoi.
Your partner, of course, is also crucial in the development of drama, because it doesn't matter how dramatic your scripts are if you can't rely on your partner to play them out with you.
Your internalized audience also plays a factor. It's the pressure you feel to do the dramatic. When you do dramatic things in your relationships, your internalized audience roars with applause.
We strive for the dramatic within our relationships because we want them to feel as big as possible. So big, in fact, that we'll often break cognitive consistency in order to do so.
We live in a secular world where our approach to explaining the world around us is typically immanent and secular. What that means is you typically wouldn't look to the supernatural to explain the world around you.
Let's say you're walking by a wall and you see a little gecko stuck to it. Now you might take the guy, look at its sticky paws, and try to figure out why that substance is sticking to the surface at all. This is much like a microscope where we zoom into the smaller parts in order to understand.
This approach certainly exists with relationships. Biochemists can look at the chemicals going on in your brain when you gaze at your lover in order to explain why it's happening. Psychologists can look at your previous traumas in order to explain why you love who you love. These approaches certainly exist, but they may feel as if they reduce the relationship in size, like just to one or two things.
Oh, you just love him because he gives you a dopamine rush. Or, oh, you just love him because he reminds you of your father. These explanations are certainly out there, but you might not find them so enchanting.
But love is different. With love, we're willing to seek out a supernatural explanation. Oh, we're so great together. It must have been fate. There's no other explanation. Some force must have put us together. With love, we understand by zooming out. This gives your relationship a bigger sense of scale. It seems bigger, it seems grander, it seems more dramatic.
We're much more comfortable with the supernatural explanation when it comes to love because we want it to be as dramatic as possible, even if we don't use that explanation in the rest of our lives.
As much as we strive for the dramatic, not all of it's good.
Let's take something that we've all heard once or twice, that somewhere out there for me and for you, and yes, even for you, is the one.
The one refers to the idea that there's one person for you, one perfect individual that will meet all of your expectations. However, this is certainly not the case. Say, for example, you think, oh, when I find the one, they'll sing this song for us at our wedding. They'll just know it's my favorite. I won't even need to mention it to them because they're so perfect.
In this circumstance, one actor is expecting their scripts to play out a certain way. They expect their partner to play them out harmoniously and without effort.
This is a doomed approach since it denies the diversity found in life. Having rigid expectations robs you of the reality of the other person. There is a fullness there, much more than just the scripts that you want them to play out.
Getting rid of these rigid expectations liberates you to create a play in harmony with your partner.
Go through this process, ask questions, make your lover the one, rather than passively waiting for them to occur in your life.
While this might be the ideal, we tend to fall into compensation when we feel a script has run its course. We use compensation as a crutch when we know a script is starting to die. Let's look at a script.
Say Chris and Alex are in a relationship, and Chris has been making less of an effort to iron his own shirts and has been relying on Alex to pick up the slack. Alex is most certainly disappointed with this development in the relationship. This disappointment comes from the fact that it becomes very obvious that you're playing out someone else's script with no guarantee that they are playing out yours.
While one actor is feeling their script start to die, they may rationalize the relationship by looking at the other scripts available. Sure, Chris is taking advantage of Alex's hospitality, but he has been buying them chocolate milk once a week, every week for the past 20 years, even though he hates the taste of it, just because he knows his partner loves it so much.
When scripts fail, the most important scripts reveal themselves. Not every script you have can be played out. What you must do is find the most critical ones to make sure that they are in alignment. Trivial things like whether you match your partner at a Halloween party can be completely disregarded. But bigger questions like, what role do I play in your life? These are too big to go unaddressed.
The importance of understanding the scripts that you have is precisely so that you don't play out an imaginary love life.
Rather, you should feel as if your love is a personal one because it follows exactly what you want, rather than the tired tropes played out around you.
The power of love is to show you how diverse the scripts around you are.
At the end of the day, all scripts came from previous people feeling the same way in their own time.
This means that you too can add to the aggregate idea of love and make your own path something special.
Get to know your relationships. Look at your scripts so that you can become the director of your love life rather than the passive actor.
Make your lover the one and show us how diverse your love can be.
Love as Theater is a creative endeavor where you can demonstrate your passion,
Originality,
creativity,
and honesty.
Thank you. We love you.